Just to show you that you actually earn more if you do a shift as a bank rather than doing it as an overtime. Hey guys, it's Danica and welcome back to my channel. To those who are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Danica. I'm a registered nurse in the Philippines and also here in the UK. If you're new here in this channel, then I encourage you to click on the subscribe button below and also the bell button beside it so that you will be notified every time that we have an update. So guys, for today's video, I think this is one of the most awaited ones maybe. So we'll be talking about my bank nurse payslip. So as you all know, since I moved out from A&E and transferred to iClinic, because there's no enhancement at all in iClinic because it is a clinic, so you just work Monday to Fridays. There's no night shifts, there's no weekends, so you'll probably be expecting like the basic like salary monthly. So I decided to apply as a bank nurse. So let's just probably give a little bit of definition of what is a bank nurse. So it's not a nurse working on the bank. So just to clarify, so bank nurses or bank staff are also part of the NHS. So they get kind of like some benefits as well, but not like if you're a permanent like full-time or part-time NHS employee. So for me as a bank nurse, I can choose where I want to work and like what shifts I'd like to do or like how many hours I'd like to work. For example, if I only work early or like late, I can see it. I can book my own shifts basically. So I'm also full-time permanent NHS employee, but I can still do bank shifts. But there are also like nurses or HCAs that are just bank, so they're purely bank. So you know, they book their own shifts really, but for me, I'm just doing it as an extra. You might be asking why I didn't like applied as a bank nurse before when I was in A&E. So normally, because there are so many shifts in ED, we just do it as an overtime. But the thing is, I didn't realize that when you do it as a bank, it's like a bank shift, you're gonna get paid more than actually doing it as a normal overtime in your department, if you get what I mean. So for example, if I do like an overtime in ED, I just get like the basic, you know, basic rate that I'm normally paid. But if I do it as a bank, so I just recently like knew this one as well when I look at my payslip. So I get the top of the band pay. So for example, because here in the UK, you're getting paid by band. So for example, band 5, band 6, and each year you have an increment. So for example, I'm just a new nurse. I'm on the basic of my like band 5. Hourly rate is around £12. So if I do a shift as a bank, I am paid like top of my band pay, so I'm gonna be paid £16. So there's really a big difference if you do it just a regular overtime or if you do it as a bank shift. But the thing is, I'm not sure, because I don't think any of us, like for example, we do overtime in ED, they allow us to book it as like a bank shift. So I don't know if that's just my trust or we just didn't really care. But actually, if I would sorry about the noise. So if I've actually booked as like a bank shift as an overtime in ED, I would have been paid like more. So yeah, I don't know guys, maybe you could do it, maybe you couldn't, but I just didn't do it, or we just didn't do it, or I just haven't heard anyone doing it in ED. But yes, so since in iClinic there's really not much overtime, and if there is, it's all like fully booked, because sometimes they do Saturdays on the clinic. So never mind, like I'll just, you know, book my own shift anyway. So yeah, I hope I actually explained that, like a little bit of background why I'm doing like bank shifts and what's the difference of a bank staff nurse from, you know, a permanent NHS employee. So yes, so let's go to my payslip. So I'm just gonna show it to you guys. So this, again, this is not to like be proud or something, this is just to give you an idea. So yes, I'll just flash it on the screen. So as you can see here, it's still the same, but on the side you would see their department bank staff. And then if you see the salary wage, so that's the annual one, so it's 31,534. So that's actually the annual payment if I'm at the top of my band. So with my regular payslip that I actually receive, it's, I can't remember now, it's around 27,000, isn't it? So I was surprised when I saw it. Oh, okay, so I'm being paid like top of my band now. So yeah, so there's no increment date. And then still the same tax code and I number, and then there you go. So this payslip is actually when I did like the winter incentive thing last February, but of course I received it the next month, which is March. So as you could see there, so I just did 2 night shifts. So as you can see, my hourly rate is 16.1270. So those are the breakdowns. So Saturday enhancement, and then Sunday enhancement, and then my winter incentive pay, which is 400. So during that time, guys, one 11.5-hour shift is equivalent to an additional of 200 pounds. So because I did 2 night shifts, I got 400 pounds on top of that. So there's also a WTD pay, so I'm not pretty sure about it, but I've researched what's the meaning of it. So it's working time directive. I think they pay it to you when you do a regular overtime or work on bank contracts, something like that. So I'm not pretty sure, but you don't always receive this one anyway. So yeah. And then you could see as well, of course, got tax in there, and then I don't pay pension, and period date, period pay. So there you go. I'm still paying PAYE and national insurance as well, and then my net pay is 694 pounds.71. Again, guys, this is different from my like regular pay slip, but when they pay you, it's combined payment that will go to your account. Yes, you still pay like the tax and other regular deductions that you would normally pay. So yeah, this is what I got. So just to show you that you actually earn more if you do a shift as a bank rather than doing it as an overtime. And also, guys, when I say overtime here, so it's not going beyond the hours. For example, because in the Philippines, overtime might be like, for example, I work 7 to 3 and then I left around 4 p.m. that time. So that would be called like overtime. But here, overtime is actually doing another extra shift. So here, for example, you're doing 8 to half 8. For example, when I was in ED, so we do, so here you don't normally go beyond what is expected of you. For example, 8 to half 8, we do the handover around 8. Sometimes it could be late like 8:10, but you never go beyond half 8, because if it's half 8, like, you should go, because you're not being paid beyond half 8, and that's like normal. That's what it should be. So yes. What else should I tell you about bank shifts? So yeah, I don't normally do like I don't normally pick up bank shifts monthly, so only when I want to. So for example, when I went in the Philippines, that was April, I didn't do any bank shifts. But recently, I have been doing bank shifts still in ED, but just an early or late. So the early is like 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. and then late shift is 2 p.m. to half 8. So you can do that like just 6 hours. And also, I just pick up shifts when it's bank holiday or Sunday, of course, because the rate is, as you all know, it's 60% more. So yeah, so to those of you who are, for example, like in an outpatient department, just like me, like eye clinic or endoscopy, or maybe cath lab, wherein there's not much extra shifts, I recommend that you actually go and apply as a bank nurse. It's just easy. You fill up the form, contact your temporary staffing, and then that's it. It's not like a complicated process to apply, but with me it just took a little bit longer than usual. So yes, thank you guys for watching this video, and I hope you learned something, and see you again in the next one. Bye.